I think this might be one of the hardest videos I've done in a while because I want to believe that one day we as a society will move beyond the politics of ugliness, but how people have engaged in conversations about Reesa Teesa and even Miss Netta and Charles, it has reminded me that we really do not want to see ugliness at all. We are continuously committed to running away from it. And in the words of some great authors, that is giving beauty even more of a significance.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
What's going on, you all? I've been wanting to talk about this for a minute. A friend asked me to talk about it a couple of months ago, and I just wasn't in the good mental space to talk about it because this is it's very, very heavy. You all know I talk about desirability, like ugliness, fatphobia, all of the things. All the things that we as a society deem ugly and undesirable. So when I use terms like ugly, fat, it's not in a derogatory way. It is explaining how we look at things like this. And you all know I've talked about this so many times. So many videos I've done with other folks like Deshaun. We've talked about, these things. And for those who do not know, Deshaun has even written a book about this, The Belly of the Beast. Please check it out. I have 2 copies in my house, period. I have avoided watching any content about Charles and Miss Netta. I've avoided it so much. I've avoided conversations about Reesa Teesa, even though I did a video about it. The recent interview that Reesa Teesa did with Tamara Hall, she talked about the response to, her content. Stuff that she just posted on TikTok, like everybody else posted, a story of them going to get something to eat, a date that they didn't like or anything. She posted a video about that I married. And she did a 50-part series. It took over Twitter and social media for like 2 weeks. It's still going on. So she sat down with Tamara Hall recently, and she talked about how certain people talked about her body. And she named that her body should not keep her from finding love. And the big back comments were just everywhere. People were saying that, oh, she must have a big back. Even Charlemagne on The Breakfast Club made a comment about, oh, this seems like big back energy, which is fatphobic. Fat folks have been saying the big back stuff was fatphobic. The unbig your back, all of it. It's so bad. I'm gonna be completely, I'm really about to bear it all, to be honest. Like, I'm glad that I'm in a good space. I hate social media. I hate it. As much as I spend time on it and, my career is built on me using social media to get my opinions and things out, I hate it. It is a double-edged sword for me because I am constantly reminded that this is what is ugly. This is what is ugly. When people who you care about, people who you follow and you support are making comments and saying stuff like, oh, I gotta get my summer body right, I can't eat this, or this is giving big back behavior, it is a reminder that they find fatness ugly. When certain friends talk about going to the gym and how, oh, I gotta get in the gym, I gotta burn these, how even guys I've dated, how they engage in conversations about their bodies, like, oh, I need to get me some Ozempic. Y'all make it so hard for folks who look like me, folks who are fat. Y'all make it so hard for us. And oh my gosh, you all want to call us the most insecure people, like without us even speaking. But thin folks who go to the gym body folks, y'all are constantly talking about y'all bodies 24/7. And I really want to know, as other folks have asked, who are you without your body? Who are you without your able body? Who are you outside of that? You would have gave me a follow a person who is violently homophobic, have no problem letting them know, like, I'm not interested, and will continue to support them no matter what. No matter what. But in the same instance, a person who is doing videos of them just cooking for their man is, why is she going viral? Like, why do we have to constantly see this? Like, why are people watching it? And when people are talking about love, because I love that Reesa Teesa brought up like that, because Reesa Teesa is talking about her experience with someone she thought she loved. And people don't want to hear it. Like, she had been harmed in this. She had went through a lot of messed up. She dealt with a liar, a compulsive liar, a narcissist. Like, she dealt with a really messed up person. And folks don't want to hear it. Girl, no, like, I ain't interested in this story. Like, God, like, folks don't like it. They're critiquing her body, da-da-da-da. Miss Netta doing videos of cooking for her man. People respond, oh, if Miss Netta can find somebody, I know I can. Like, woo, if Miss Netta, like, girl, like, get somebody for everybody. Like, y'all can't even admit for a second. Y'all try to pretend to be good people, and it seeps out that y'all are nasty people and that y'all hate fat folks and y'all hate anything that y'all see as undesirable. Y'all hate it so bad that even Miss Netta doing something as simple as cooking, y'all are dissecting it, posting pictures of her, using her as a meme, talking about her body, talking about her identity, trying to put something on her. Y'all are misgendering her, like, y'all are gendering her, like, all of the things. Y'all would not even allow her to talk about her own body and how she identifies or whatever. Like, it is disgusting. I've seen people use Miss Netta and Charles over and over again when it comes to conversation about love to uplift them. Like, how am I this desirable person and I don't have a relationship, I'm not married, I don't have no man? Because we know that love is desire. We associate desirability with love so much that we will see couples who are just desirable and we will, oh, like, they look like they so happy, but it's nothing but just two gym body folks or two thin folks, two able body folks. Like, that's it. Two mass folks, like, oh, they look so happy. And then we find out 2 years or 2 weeks later that they're miserable, they never were happy, they were doing all these things. Because y'all associate all the good with desire. Like, someone who's desirable, all of the good, like, they can't do any harm. No harm should be done to them. To the fact that some of you all would defend a person who is read as desirable from any critique or anything. But somebody as simple as Miss Netta and Charles posting stuff, it's just like, what's going on? What is she doing? No shade. I even see it in the content on Freak Twitter. Like, I'll see fat folks like linking up with desirable folks and, oh, they must be paying. And we see it all the time. Y'all do it. Like, even fat women, like heterosexual content, like, what's going on? It is so pervasive. Like, people cannot fathom that somebody is interested in something that is undesirable. Like, they cannot fathom. Y'all do it with trans folks too. Like, oh, you the chasers, that, like, that. It's just like, maybe they're just interested in trans folks. Like, you will see men be upset with DL men. You will see gay men be upset with DL men because they're interested in being with trans women. Like, you will see, like, why are they doing like that? What is going on? Like, what is going on? I see it so much. And I see it in real life too. We see Reesa Teesa tell her story in 3 hours of content. People are mad that she's getting interviews. People are mad that she's getting attention. Like, I had to check a close friend because his fatphobia was jumping out and he didn't realize it. He was saying, well, we shouldn't reward her for her stupidity. And I'm asking him, when did Reesa Teesa say she wanted to be rewarded? When did she say she wanted to get famous? When did Reesa Teesa ever say, I want to get famous and stuff like this? When did she posted TikTok videos and talked about it? The same way where y'all follow folks who, y'all are not following their workout regimens. Y'all follow them because y'all desire them. Y'all follow folks who can't dress, but they are showing cakes and meat and everything else in their get ready videos. And even me talking about this right now, folks gonna call me a hater, and that's fine, because I am a hater. Let's get that understood. I hate that y'all associate so much goodness and so much things with someone just because of the way they look, and that y'all think that a person is deserving of things just because of the way they look. So much that y'all give that to folks who are desirable, but when it comes to somebody who is undesirable, you want to take all of that. Y'all don't want to see Miss Netta and Charles be famous. Y'all don't want to see them happy. Y'all don't understand the dynamic of the relationship. Y'all are dissecting it. Y'all are upset with Reesa getting attention for her story that she lived. But catch this, because Reesa Teesa and her experience, everybody called, oh, this is a Tyler Perry story. Even I joked about it. Oh, this is giving a to-be Tyler Perry story. Y'all have no issue with a thin black man, Tyler Perry, writing nasty ass content, stories about fat folks who are read as undesirable, going through all type of pain. Jill Scott had to wear a fat suit to play Sheila. Tyler Perry wrote that by himself. He had Jill Scott in a fat suit. People use Sheila's story written by a thin man, laugh about it. Like, we have no issue watching this and laughing at Sheila not being able to fit on the plane, being clowned and all this stuff. I'm going up the mountain to save my marriage, and we laughing at her not being able to see the red flags. We're laughing because Sheila, she didn't see that her best friend was sleeping with her man. Like, the same stuff that Reesa Teesa was experiencing. We have no problem laughing at it because it's for our entertainment. It is for our entertainment. We want to consume. Like, I don't want that. Like, y'all have no issues, you know, manifying black women and requiring labor from them. I saw a tweet last week where people talked about how folks compliment fat people, and it triggered me. The way they compliment is always around labor. You look like you give good hugs. You look like you know how to cook. I like thick niggas because they keep me warm, and like, oh, it's, you know, it's time to get you thick for the winter time. Like, labor. That's all I am, is labor. That's all we are, labor, period. That's it. So we can have Tyler Perry write this fatphobic stuff to the point that Sheila does not find love until she gets into the gym with her partner. Because you're not worthy of love being fat. You're only worthy as we work out together and you lose weight and you become desirable. Because I can love your fat body, but only for a limited time, because I can work you out and I can change you. A thin person wrote that. Sheila did not remain fat. She never put on a fat suit ever again. We didn't see that character do any of that. She went through situations and stuff with the marriage where her man was insecure about things, but we never saw that trope again. Because now she's in a relationship which reinforces the idea that you cannot be happy, you cannot find love until you drop fatness, until you drop ugliness, because ugly people are not deserving of love. We do it all the time. Every time y'all make a joke and you say something about, oh, if she can find love, what am I doing wrong? You're not a good person, sister. You're not a good person. That's the issue. You are not a good person. The way y'all move about this world with y'all bodies, and the way y'all talk about y'all bodies, the way y'all post y'all bodies, as if y'all are always going to look like that. Some of y'all are going to be miserable as hell when you get old. Who are y'all without y'all bodies? Who are y'all without y'all looks? Y'all don't have anything else to offer. Nothing. And then y'all want to put that on AD, saying that she's offering her body for clay. Y'all so used to it that y'all think that she's doing that. Y'all are so used to it that y'all cannot see AD deserving of love unless she's offering her body. Even if she is offering or not. Like, y'all can't, like, oh, she's selling herself. Y'all do it all the time on social media. Y'all do it all the time when y'all post pictures and thirst traps. Y'all quote tweet pictures and stuff, and you talking about your body, and you talking about you going to the gym 24/7 and how you haven't been to the gym and how these things. Girl, y'all are not going to the gym for health. Y'all going to keep y'all social capital. And then y'all are the same ones that have relationship issues but do not talk about them publicly Because you are desirable, you should be in love. If it really just came to that, you would just be in a relationship for the rest of your life. But y'all don't have anything to offer, and you're also just looking at somebody because of the desire, because you are desiring them. I've seen several conversations where people talk about someone who they were attracted to, somebody they were interested in, and only known for 2 days, and it didn't work out. It's like, oh, we had potential, we had a whatever. You don't know anything about them other than you was attracted to them. That's it. That is it. Like, you desire them. That's it. Like, you based your whole relationship and your future off of just their looks. Y'all are superficial as hell. And I want us to stop pretending like we are good people. A lot of us are not good people. A lot of us want to pretend and perform like we are good people, and then we'll sit up here and say stuff like, oh, how can Miss Netta be doing this? Or we don't care about Reesa Teesa's story. Like, why is she getting so much attention? Like, oh, it's big back, big back. Y'all hate fatness. And I'm reminded of a time where a man with titties was a bad thing. Like, fat boys in high school, middle school, elementary school, if they had titties, they were misgendered, they were clowned, talked about. Now we see it, the language has changed. Now people who are in the gym who have pecs and stuff popping out, now it's like, oh, my titties, look at my titties. Now it's okay to say it. The same way we've seen with the thick conversation. Like, folks did not want to be called thick. Like, don't call me thick. Don't call me thick. Like, I ain't thick, da da da. Now it's good. That was something that fat folks used to describe their bodies, because fatness was looked at, like, the word fatness was bad. It still is, but they use thick. Now it's thick describes like fatness or non-fatness or something that is bigger, put it in the right areas. Because you can't be too thick in the stomach. Because people love to remind us, oh, you thick in the right places. Like, oh, you thick in the right areas. Like, I like this version. Don't compliment me like that. As somebody who has gained and lost weight over the last couple of years, do not do that to me, because there might be a time again where I might pick up the 30 pounds that I lost. And does that mean now I'm not worthy of love? Yes. Well, yes, in the sense that, you know what I mean? Because all of that is crafted around me being desirable. Like, I cannot be in love. I cannot be in a relationship with someone. I'm not deserving of love unless I am desirable, because that's the only way I can keep someone's attention. That's the only way I can get someone to be interested, if I am desirable. That's why when we see stories and things like Miss Netta and Charles, we are confused with it. We just really don't understand it. But there are a lot of Miss Netta and Charles, there are a lot of folks who look like them who are out right now. No shade, and I say this with love. Some of y'all parents are like Miss Netta and Charles, and they've been in love and married. One day we're gonna look like our parents. I don't want it to get confused that Miss Netta and Charles are ugly. Like, I'm saying that they're ugly. Political, yes. Yes, Miss Netta is dark skinned, period. She is not what we deem as femininity. We don't see this version of femininity on a person that looks like that. So it's ugly. So much when we see dark-skinned black women, cis black women, several of them who have been, oh, you look like a monkey. Same thing that happened with Michelle Obama. Like, darkness is described as ugly. Darkness, like, oh, blackness, like, this is ugly. Like, it is in our mind how we see blackness, how we see darkness. Like, it's terrible. People will bring up Miss Netta and Charles and say, out of nowhere, without even being asked, well, you know, Miss Netta, she ain't, you know, she looked like this, or da-da-da. Why is it so important for you to name that she looks like this? Why is it so important for you to name that Miss Netta is ugly? Why is that so important? Because you recognize the power and the politicalness of ugliness. You are engaging in that same rhetoric. You want it to be known that they are ugly. The same way when y'all see someone who is desirable, somebody who's beautiful, like, y'all have to let them know, I want you to know that you are beautiful. Like, I have to let you need to know this. Like, y'all will stop folks and let them know, you are beautiful. Like, I just want to let you know you are beautiful. Y'all do the opposite when somebody's ugly. Y'all do not acknowledge them. Y'all don't want to see them. You want to see them when it's convenient for you, which is for entertainment. The same way y'all don't see people who are homeless Y'all don't want to see them. People who are disabled, y'all don't want to see them. Y'all want to escape it. Like, get it away from me. And we do that every time we click, every time we engage in content, every time we watch certain things, we reshare stuff, we do that. That's why social media is a terrible place for me mentally when it comes to that, because I'm reminded that this is ugliness. The way that people who follow me and people I follow describe certain folks and talk about folks, even when it's something that they have said that is ignorant, they're not even focused on the ignorance. They're focused on their looks, because people who are ugly are not allowed to say stupid. You better be lucky you're here. But y'all will allow a person who is read as desirable to say nasty stuff. I see it. People have said very transphobic stuff and disgusting stuff, and y'all allow them to still be in y'all circles. Y'all have friends who are disgusting people who y'all allow to be disgusting because you like the social capital that comes with being friends with them. Y'all are not interested in, dismissing them because the social capital is worth everything. I look at some of y'all social media and y'all friends look the same. And then y'all come and want to tell me and tell other folks that you care about diversity. No, you don't, sister. You don't care about it. You care about when it's convenient for you when you get a check to speak on it. But y'all do not have diverse friends. All of y'all friends look the same. All of it is political. And you want to tell me that it stops in the bedroom? Y'all do that when y'all are hiring folks and when y'all are firing folks. Y'all are not hiring folks who y'all don't find attractive. Like, they have to show up even more and be good at their job. And you know how that works for black folks? Because if we want to be honest, black folks do not have access to beauty, period. Because beauty is constructed by white supremacy, period. So none of us black folks have access to it. Some of us have more access than others. But when we look at the ones who do have access, what we talk about, the closer they are to whiteness. Because anti-fatness is anti-blackness. Come on, Deshaun Harrison. Y'all would allow Tyler Perry to write stories about some of these same things that you don't want a person to even share their heartbreak. Like, this is my experience. Y'all have no issue, just like watching Jessica on Love is Blind. Jessica Fake Rabbit, doing all type of podcast interviews. She didn't even get picked. Jimmy, I was interested in Jimmy. Oh my God, he hurt my heart. Oh my gosh, how can this beautiful woman, this beautiful white woman not be in love like in her heart? Oh my gosh. See how that works? Even in the content we consume, the Disney movies, the Disney villains, how we saw Scar, how we saw Ursula, how we see villains as grotesque, ugly. You have to be up to no good. How we see in Doom, even in Doom, the villain in Doom was grotesque. He was fat. He was so fat that he could not walk. So he was practically disabled and was using instruments to keep him alive and allowing him to move. Same we seen in Star Wars with Jabba the Hutt. A villain who was fat, grotesque, disgusting, touchy with this woman. Like, girl, like, it's everywhere. It's programmed in us. It is so programmed in us, and we cannot see it because this is just how it is. So when we see stories like Reesa Teesa sharing her story and her experience, it's just like, girl, we don't want to see that unless somebody else is writing a story about it. So don't tell me that you're not interested in Reesa Teesa's story. Don't tell me that she shouldn't be getting famous, she shouldn't be getting this attention and stuff, when y'all are okay with fat characters being written like that and going through that type of stuff written by somebody else. You don't want to see it. Like, girl, you should, like, you fat and ugly. You gonna get you slim pickings. It is what it is. That's how y'all feel. Y'all won't say it out loud, but that's what y'all think. I know that because I see how y'all engage in the conversation. And I know that because I'm around y'all and I listen to y'all talking about fat folks and how y'all describe folks who y'all do not find desirable. Fix it.